Love is war, love is war, love is war, war, war.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Was that all they
Thank
say?
you. I don't know. But that is,
There's a lot.
that's the
That's like-
prominent part.
That's the catchy part. Welcome, everyone. This is the podcast, The Air We Weeb, where we review anime. My name is Tim.
I'm Shauna.
And I'm not the narrator as.
Oh, thank goodness. He was so annoying.
I
How
loved
dare
him.
you?
No.
Yeah, I love the narrator too.
Not I.
How dare you hate him?
Not I.
Who wants to do the description? I guess I can do it. It's basically just about these two leads, Shirogane and Kaguya, in high school, and they love each other, but they don't want to admit it. They want the other person to admit it to them, and it's kind of like this idea that it's a war where the person that admits it loses. And that's
Love is war.
what we do, yeah.
Also, why did you refer to him by his last name but her by her first name?
Because that's what they call each other.
He calls her Shinomiya.
Oh, well, I feel like
She always calls him president.
They use Kaguya a lot more than they use his first name.
Miyuki, which is my baseball husband from Ace of Diamond.
All right. What's her name? Shinomiya, right? Her last
Shinomiya,
name?
yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's basically the plot without spoilers. We'll get into the spoilers later.
He's one of the most wealthiest people in the world.
Yeah, her wealth is like ridiculous. It's like, what was it? Like almost 2 trillion yen, which is like 8 times what Jeff Bezos has.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's
and he's the
crazy.
richest man in the world, so she has a ton of
Well,
money.
he only has half of that now, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, but we won't get into that.
Nope.
But she has all that money, and yet she doesn't have a good phone.
Yeah.
Listen, she's technology challenged.
She likes her flip phone.
I mean, who
I feel
doesn't?
like we're really taking this off on the... Before we go into spoilers.
You think this is spoilers?
That she has a flip
Yeah,
phone.
yeah, she has a flip phone. That's spoilers.
Okay.
All right. So, what did we think of the show?
I like this show.
It was okay.
Me too.
It was okay.
You're not as hot on it.
No, I didn't I didn't dislike watching it, but I found the first episode really annoying in particular. But after I got through that, it was like, okay, this is better because things kind of calmed down, and I like their dynamic, but I don't know, I just don't love the show.
Yeah, this was your second attempt at watching it?
Yeah,
How
the
long...
first time I only watched like 10 minutes of it because the first episode is really just, does not work for me, so
Mhm.
I didn't like it, but it got way better after the first episode.
Yeah, I would agree. I love the show, which was kind of surprising. I wasn't sure what to think about it going into it because I knew you weren't so high on it from what you had seen, and then Az I knew was in love with it, so I was kind of it's pretty mixed. So I went in with low expectations, but I'm happy to say that by the end of the show, it's definitely like one of my favorite anime. Actually,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Guys, we finally did a proper romance show, and it doesn't even have romance in it.
It does, but it's mostly comedy, which I like
Yeah.
about it. The comedy is really good.
Is it technically a gag manga?
I think so.
Yeah, it
the way
feels
the
like a
episodes
gag
are structured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. It kind of has a lot of similar things with Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Kind of like the jokes they were going for in that style of comedy.
Mm.
But I know Shauna probably would disagree.
I'm not sure. I think I'd have to watch it again and consider. I guess for me, it's just that I don't like the characters as much as I like something like Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Like, I feel like the characters in that were more interesting, but I don't dislike them, so it's like, okay.
They aren't as interesting, but for me, they were like very entertaining just to watch, and this like to see the banter between them. And I love like how the show like makes it all so absurd. Like it takes very relatable things that we all experience in like relationships, particularly in high school, and then it turns it up to like 1,000.
Yeah.
And I love the art style and the animation that goes with it, like all the surreal elements in it. It's really cool to watch. So yeah, that's how we felt. Would you guys recommend it to other people?
I think I'd recommend it to people who like wanted sort of a gag comedy, but something that has a little bit like more substance than just like gags, because I think that like it is interesting the dynamic between them, but it's just not one of my favorite romance shows. But yeah, I think I'd recommend it, but I wouldn't recommend it to a new watcher of anime.
Yes.
It definitely has a lot of those anime tropes, so yeah. I'd recommend it if someone's looking for something light and fun.
Yeah, I
No
would.
stakes.
I would obviously recommend it, considering it's one of my favorites now. I just think if you want something that, like what Az said, is light but fun, then it's a great show. And
Is
it's
it
short.
renewed for season 2?
I think so.
I don't. Maybe.
That's cool.
I think I
Looks
saw
like it.
somewhere, like a long time ago, that
Yeah.
it had been renewed.
April 2020.
April. Wow, soon.
Is it on Netflix?
No.
No.
I watched it on Crunchyroll.
Me too. So I don't know. I didn't look.
I don't think it's
I don't
on
think it's on
Netflix.
But I could see it being like a Netflix show. Maybe they pick it up. All right. So now we'll go into spoilers. Shauna, do you have a synopsis?
I do not have a synopsis. I guess I feel like what you explained is really all the show is. Every episode is usually broken into like 2 parts, which is very common for a gag manga. In these parts, there's some sort of battle going on, and usually it is mostly between our 2 main characters who like each other but don't want to tell each other. So there's not too much plot that overarcs for the whole season, but the little individual battle gags are really great, I think.
Yeah, throughout the show, you kind of see that it's not super explicit, but their relationship does kind of get closer.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a lot of it's kind of off screen because it's been like, I don't remember the exact amount of time they've been together on the student council, but they make it a point that when they first met, they were kind of very cold and detached from each other.
Yeah.
And then by the end, they're obviously a lot closer and they want to talk and be with each other. Even though they
Yeah.
still, by the end of the show, have not confessed to each other.
I feel like Shinomiya gets softer as the show goes on, which I liked. It's cool to see her sort of, like, because at the beginning of the show, you'd never think that she would say some of the things or do some of the things that she actually does throughout the show, so that was cool. I like that even though they technically didn't want to tell each other that they loved each other, they would still kind of slip up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cute. I think my favorite battle that they had was the umbrella battle.
Where neither wanted to confess they had an umbrella.
Yeah, and I just thought it was really, really good. And the other one that I liked is the cake piece battle, where they were like
at the
arguing for over an hour.
Okay, I'll feed you a piece and you feed me.
And then Chika
Yeah.
comes in and she's like, oh, you have both your pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I
like,
liked
the
it.
friendship
Element of
police.
I like the one where he needs a ride from the rain to work, and then she
Oh,
makes up this
yeah.
whole thing, and then she's waiting out in the rain with her like butler, and then he just comes riding through with his bike and gets her all wet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, the scheming is like one of my favorite things about the show, along with
Yeah.
the comedy.
It's
'Cause,
fun
like,
to hear what they'll come up with.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the last show we
random.
did with the Classroom of the Elite, just all that scheming one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Was that your favorite part of the show, the scheming?
I think it goes along with my favorite part, which is the comedy.
Yeah.
I think the comedy like is the absurdity of like what they're scheming at each other. Like you hear their thoughts of
Yeah.
Shinomiya and what she's thinking. Like, oh, I've like set this up from the very beginning, where I like gave
Extra phone
Chika this
batteries.
book about like questions and
Yeah.
quizzes, and then she's gonna read these, and I've prepared, so I know all the answers. Like
And she
it's,
goes looks ones up on the internet.
yeah, Chika, her role is awesome. She's probably one of my favorite characters, just because she's like so chaotic and random,
Yeah.
but she's so awesome.
Yeah, I liked her. I think for me, she's probably the best girl. For
Yeah, I
me.
would say for me it's
Either-
between her and Shinomiya, because I did like
Yeah.
Shinomiya.
For me, it's between her and Hayasaka.
Oh yeah.
Is that the butler?
Yeah, the maid.
Yeah, she's cool
It's
too.
like, why don't you just tell him?
She's like the common sense, the voice of reason.
Yeah.
It's weird
Yeah.
that the maid goes to the same fancy school.
Well,
Is
they
she
explained
older?
that, didn't they?
I don't.
Well, they said that she
They-
was the daughter of like someone who worked for the
Her
Shinomiya's
family.
family.
There's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but it wasn't like a butler that worked for it. It was like a manager or something.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like the manga has an explanation of why she started working as a maid there.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd assume
Why
she's
is her
just kind of
personality
like
so different?
she wanted to work for the family like her parents did, or maybe it was expected.
I think she just likes Shinomiya.
It could
She's
be.
looking for-
We do see
Yes,
that
so,
she
you know.
does want to love somebody the way that Shinomiya loves Shirogane. I love the Twitter part where she's trying to get on Twitter and then she keeps interrupting her bath at the spa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, it's just like the bathhouse. And she just commentates the whole thing.
Yeah.
Commentates? Commentates.
And the other employees are like, "Can she do that?" And then she just like completely takes
well, the one
it
guy's
over.
like, oh, she's doing it again.
Yeah, she can take liberties, I guess.
I
She's like
think
her
you're-
best friend.
I think you're thinking like commandeer.
That's it. Thank you.
I figured it out.
Well, I don't speak languages good.
So I already discussed my best points of the show. What were your guys's?
For me, it's probably the scheming. I like that. I like the little plots and to see where they go.
Mm-hmm. As?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
That and the comedy, yeah. Basically everything you said.
Yeah, the scheming
And
is
the
just
character interactions.
ridiculous on a whole nother level. But it makes sense because these two are like the two top students in the school. So
Yeah.
it's kind of that thing where you have like the two elites and they're battling it out. It's psychological. That's why it has a psychological tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder, is it implied that Shirogane isn't rich? He's just really smart and studies hard?
They don't have money. That's why
He's
he
poor.
has a job.
Yeah, and she's like the most rich person, or one of the richest people in the world.
I guess so.
But she's also very smart too, so she's probably better than him, but he's number one.
I have two.
Yeah, well,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, they talked about that during their, like, final exam battle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was all worked up about it because he was
He doesn't
trying
wanna lose to her.
to he was trying to maintain his number one spot, and he knew that Shinomiya was right behind him.
Sorry, Shauna, what were you saying?
I'll say it later in a different category.
Oh.
Well, what was the worst points of the show for you guys?
It can be very slow paced, but also that's kind of also a bonus. I don't know. It's both a positive and a negative. Does that make sense?
Well, I guess I can see what you're saying. It is definitely slower in terms of the plot overall. I felt like the episodes themselves felt very fast because there's a lot of yelling and shouting and like things move really quickly. I actually liked the editing of the show, like the comedic timing and how everything was very quick. But I think by the end, it definitely slows down when you have like the whole stuff with her family getting involved.
I wanted more of that.
Yeah, it was different. It was such a weird like momentum change for the show because it was kind of like everything was like this new stuff at school, and then once they get to summer vacation, it's like it's like nothing's happening.
The family stuff you're talking about, do you mean like them not letting Shinomiya go out to the fireworks?
Yeah, there was like 2 instances of where she couldn't do stuff with them.
Yeah.
She got called to the main house for no reason, really.
Yeah, she gets there and then like she says something to her father, and he's like, "Oh, you're here. Okay."
I don't remember that at all.
She goes there with what's her name? Her maid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like her dad walks by with some people, and then she's like, "Oh, father," and he's like, "Oh, you're here," and then he just keeps walking.
I didn't see that.
Hobbles by.
Was that an after credit scene?
No. I
Oh,
don't
that
think
might
so.
be after credits.
I didn't
Really?
wait for the
Yeah.
after credits.
Episode 11, the credits roll like halfway through the episode.
I'm pretty sure I watched.
And there's like a
all
whole
of it.
nother like 5 minutes after.
I know that
Okay.
episode you're talking about. I'm not sure if that's
missed it.
where that took place, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is.
Wait,
'Cause
another
She has to cancel her plans
Uh,
with the girls to go shopping.
another favorite thing that I know I'm going out of the category, but is one of the best
Okay.
things about the show is Fujiwara's end scene dance.
Oh yeah, the Chika
Chika
dance.
Yeah,
It is
Cultural phenomenon.
legendary.
is it? I didn't know that.
I think so.
So many.
I saw a lot of stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube where people were using it
Yeah.
and like rotoscoping it into different things. And
As well as people just doing like cosplay versions of it.
I've watched those too. Yes, it's so good.
I
The
wanna
animation with
learn
that
So-
dance.
that one dance. It's pretty. I think it's pretty easy actually.
New shame dance, the Chika dance.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get that choreographed down. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's like one instance where the animation's like amazing. and then the rest of the show doesn't have anything else like that. So it's kind of strange that it's just for that one dance, but it makes it that much more memorable.
Yeah.
A little way sooner than I remember it being. It's like on the 3rd episode.
Yeah, it was very, very early on, and it's kind of like, why is she doing this? I don't know. Let's just roll with it.
Just a fun thing they did, I guess.
There was also another example of like an ending that was different from the normal one we got. I don't remember what it was, but it was kind of, I think it was something with Shinomiya.
There's one where there's like a piano version of the ending song that plays rather than the full ending song.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think that might have been episode 11.
I also loved, if we're still kind of going back into the best points, the other characters in the show were actually pretty cool. Ishigami in particular, I loved his character.
I thought it was funny with Ishigami that even before we met him, you could see his shadow in some of the shots, that he was part of the student council. Yeah, so I was
I didn't
waiting
even
for them.
notice that.
Yeah, he's just lurking in a lot of like these random shots, and you're like, "What's that?" And it's just him.
Yeah,
that's great. I did remember that they like when they did like a big student council thing, like a shot. He was like had his back to them. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, who's that?" And we like don't find out for like I don't know 6 or 7 episodes,
like half the show.
But yeah, I love his character. How he's kind of like he doesn't try hard at all. He's like the exact opposite of what we would like. He like doesn't care, doesn't try at all, doesn't care if he fails. The only reason why he tries to not fail is because he thinks Shinomiya is going to kill him.
Yeah.
He's very much Sun Eater.
Yeah, he is like Sun Eater from My Hero.
They even look alike.
They do. They just look alike. But he doesn't eat weird things, I think. And then he's big into video games and doing that kind of stuff. It's very like cliched.
He's a neat.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Also,
I don't feel so good. I'm gonna go home.
Do you think he's like? Are they setting it up for a relationship between him and Chika?
I think so.
It seemed like they
might
have been.
That. Oh my goodness, she would destroy him.
She would. They're so like opposites of each other, but I feel like that's what they're going for.
That's why
Because there was that one episode where like I don't know, he like unintentionally. Oh, it's when he like smells that she smells different.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "What? You're a creep." And then he's like, "I'm going home to die now."
I just wanted to compliment you.
It's so sad because it's like a nice compliment, right? But it is kind of weird because then it's like, you've been smelling my hair.
How do you know I use a different conditioner? But
boy.
I just love him.
Really, like, if a girl changes her conditioner, it's very obvious.
I think it depends. I guess if you're in that like environment all the time, you probably know the smells.
And again, I also get headaches from perfumes, so I think I just have an overactive smelling gland.
And if he does like her, that would support it because he would pay a lot of attention to her.
I feel like he would like any girl that gave him attention, and then like the first time something went wrong, he would be like, "I can't do this. I'm going to die now," and they'd break up.
I'm gonna go home and write my will.
He gives amazing advice to Shirogane after they get into
that.
After they get into that fight with Shinomiya about the bed thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What an insane scenario.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's just the typical Japanese trope of like, when you're sick, you're a lunatic.
Yeah.
It's
because
like
when
you're
people
drunk.
Get sick,
Yeah, it's like, excuse me, Japan, has anyone ever gotten a cold where you live?
no, they have to call in and say that they'll be at work in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And the that one couple that they keep giving relationship advice to, like they don't ever name the boyfriend, they just refer to him as like her boyfriend.
Yeah, he has a name apparently on Mal.
Oh, he
only
does.
has one name.
I even saw in the credits
It's
they just list him as her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that one girl that like kind of follows them around?
Yeah.
I thought they covered that in the show.
Not really. She's just there.
She like gives.
I thought
she sometimes gives a reaction where they like focus on her, and then she says like or something like that.
Because I don't know if I went and read some of the manga or something. Because I think for some reason in my head I have it that she is the younger sister of the girl.
Oh.
She's very overprotective, or she's the younger sister of the guy, or maybe I'm confusing this with another gag manga show.
I don't know if that's true. That's probably just manga. I don't think they've gone to that in the anime.
Yeah, I thought they did, but apparently I'm insane. So.
Just like Chika has actually 2 sisters, but we really only see one, except for when they go to that beach in the summer. I guess I don't know if that's like an older sister she has or another younger sister.
Chika's the middle one.
Okay, so yeah, we don't really know too much about her older sister.
There's that scene where they shoot up the 3 stars and like has their names.
Oh, I don't remember
like,
that.
Stars of the family or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I like Miyuki's sister. She's great.
Oh yeah, I like that when Shinomiya meets
That whole
her, and
episode.
then she's like, "I have to be friends with
passion.
her," and then Chika walks in, and then they're like already friends. It's very
Yeah.
relatable.
It seemed like towards the end that Shinomiya wanted to kill Fujiwara less, which was good.
It's the duality of that friendship is hilarious.
Yeah, because she's like, one second she was like, I'll never speak to her again, and then she's like, she's my best friend.
You're lower than a human life. I love you so much.
Or like, doesn't she get like an email from her, but she doesn't care because it's not Shirogane?
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you got this email from Fujiwara."
Oh yeah, she like sends a picture on her trip, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's also something about like where she shows her tweets, and it's like all of her trip stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, Hayasaka mentions Ishigami's Twitter, and she's like, I don't care.
Yeah. She basically only cares about Shirogane unless like her friends are doing something that benefits her.
Yeah.
So okay, as you said, the worst point of the show for you was the pacing. Shauna, what was your worst point?
I can't.
Not really the pacing, though. I guess sort of. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm actually not really sure. There's not anything that really sticks out to me as not being well done. I think the show's really well done. I just didn't enjoy it to the absolute amount that I could have enjoyed it. It just felt like an okay show to me, but nothing really jumped out as like, oh, that's not good, that's lacking. I think that after the first episode, it really establishes its footing and the pacing's fine, and I don't mind like that it's episodic because that's just what those character shows are. But as far as gag mangas go, like, I don't know, I maybe I don't generally like them. I know the one that I love is Psyche K, and it is kind of similar in some ways. But yeah, no big complaints. I just didn't love it.
Did you love Chika's rap that she does?
Yes.
Yo.
Yo. Check
I
it
love when
out.
she tries to get Shinomiya to say ho, and then she just says nothing. And then her hoes get like more feeble each time she says it.
Yeah, that was fun. I really like it when characters rap. Like
well,
in
you
Dr.
should-
Stone.
You should watch
Check it out.
Naruto then.
They
Shippuden.
rap.
There's one character where
And
it's
then
all he
Killer
does. He raps.
I bet I would hate that.
It's
Killer B is the best.
It's like awfully great. Like it's so
Okay.
bad it's good.
Yeah, man.
Who's
Look like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
exactly? That's probably his best line he has. What is the best ship for the show?
I mean,
There can only be one.
it's yeah. The best ship is Shinomiya and Kaicho,
Shirogane.
president.
Yeah, I would agree. But there
Like
there
it.
are some contenders because I think
Ooh.
I think Ishigami and Chika.
I really didn't pick up on that at all. I'm disappointed in myself.
I feel like they're going towards that direction, but even then, I don't.
Season 2 maybe.
It's not enough of a ship to give it best.
No, she seems very like Chika. She seems very self-involved when it comes to like she's not aware of people liking her or
That would
hating
make
her.
sense.
So
I also think that what's the guy's name again?
Ishigami.
Okay.
Yeah, Ishigami. I think that he's not really stable enough to like anyone because he changes his mind so quickly and he
Yeah.
like gets so upset. So I just think about him being with someone as intense as her and how it might actually lead to his death.
Probably. What about Shirogane and work?
Oh, yes.
We never really got to see him at work. I would have liked it if there was like some sort of
Did they
gang
say what he
drama.
did? I forgot. Like what was his job? I don't remember. I think they
Probably-
say.
This has a part-time job, which I think usually is wait staff. Like that's.
Or working
usually
at
it,
the
right?
convenience store.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much.
Some sort of customer servicey thing usually. Student jobs.
I would have liked to have seen a gag at his workplace. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite gags was when Shinomiya was keeping him locked up for the exam, and like he tried to escape, and it's like she like had to like hunt him down, and like he had like the searchlights on him and like the dogs and everything. But
This big epic
I know like
mafia movie.
yeah, that's like one of my favorite parts of the show is like the jumping between reality and like these like absurd fantasy surreal things. It's like so good. I think yeah, we all said our best ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so best boy, best girl.
Best boy for me is gonna be Shirogane, I think.
Oh,
As you
not
differ?
the cab driver.
Not
The
the
cab
cab
driver.
driver.
The most obscure
Actually-
character.
I think Ishigami might actually be my best boy.
I could see that.
He usually steals a scene.
He does. You feel his impact every time he's on screen. Usually because he's leaving. I like the air. I like the airplane one where like he gets shot down and you see the smoke following him as he leaves, and then he does it to Chika
And
too.
then when Chika gets shot down, she also There's some
That's what I'm
good
saying.
visual
They're probably
gags. A lot
they're
of good
probably
visual gags.
bound to be together. So similar.
So different.
My best boy is probably Shirogane. And then the best girl is Shinomiya.
Shirogane present.
Yeah.
I feel like also with the two main characters, they don't feel like they're stereotypes, like the rich girl and he's like the poor guy that got into the like academy. I feel like
They're very much
really-
equals.
yeah, and we don't really see a lot of the tropes that usually go with those things. There's a lot of things in that happens in manga and anime really similarly to this show, but they don't ever really go down that road, which is fun because it means that it focuses entirely on their interactions as who they are, not as like an idea of what they are that isn't true.
Yes.
So I liked that a lot. Like, she didn't end up becoming like the typical like rich girl who's good at everything. It's like, no, she has like a weakness. She can't use technology and she's super immature and doesn't like
Yes.
understand how to interact. And that was cool because if they made it go down the road where she's just this cool, smart, rich girl who like can do anything and doesn't have any weaknesses, I think it would have been annoying. Because then you're like, you know how to fix this. Just talk to him. But the reality of it is she has no clue.
That's what I was worried
Social
about.
skills are that of a middle schooler.
I was worried
Yeah.
when we got into the show from the beginning that these two leads were gonna just be like super
Bad people.
pretentious,
Yeah.
like uppity elitist students, but then they turn out to have like you said, weaknesses or vulnerabilities, and they kind of show that either personally, like within themselves when they're talking to themselves, or to others. You kind of see that, and I think that's really cool.
I like how when they were getting ready for exams, they're both lying and saying that they don't study. And like,
And causing Chika to fail.
yeah, and Shirogane's like literally killing himself to like get the best grade. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
They even
I like how he always has like giant bags under his eyes constantly. And that never changes.
Shirogane, yeah. That's like one of his character designs, is that he stays up all night studying. That's why he has the bags on his eyes. He also works all the time, too, so the dude probably has no social life.
I like
And
his
then-
animation, like his character design too, because like he's a good looking guy, but they just don't make him out to be like this perfect good looking guy in his animation. Like there's something kind of everyman about him, but he's still like cool. So I think that owes a lot to that to the character design for sure. And same with Shinomiya, like when you usually see those cool detached rich girls, they always have like long like black hair and they have like a certain way of doing things, and she wears that bow, and like I don't know, I like her design too.
They're all
Yeah.
good designs.
And I want to give credit to their voice actors, because I do think that they do a good job of showing like range and different tones to the emotions that they're going through.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's never
I
like
can't imagine.
up and down.
Yeah.
This show's
Yeah.
With Shinomiya, for sure, there's so much range. Her actress was incredible. Like that she went from like your typical like sexy heroine, detached cool girl voice that usually is for someone who's like 40 to like the yeah, to someone like she has a lot of different levels to her voice based on kind of how much Shinomiya is losing it.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot,
How
and
cute.
I noticed it a lot with her, so I enjoyed the range on that. At first I didn't like her voice because I felt like it didn't fit her, but a lot of that was just episode 1, and I just feel like episode 1 left a really sour taste in my mouth in general, and then a lot of things improved after that.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
kind of
like
surprised this voice actor hasn't done much.
I did
I
look
know,
that up.
she's so good.
She's very new, not a big body of work, but hopefully with this role she'll get more roles because she is amazing. Did we all say our best boy, best girl?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, it's pretty universal. I think as is Ishigami, but it's Shirogane and Shinomiya.
You know
The
what
two
I'm looking
leads.
Not,
forward
but
to?
maybe it's the taxi driver though.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to, in season 2, I hope they introduce some new characters, because the fact is, like, we really only have 4 people interacting, and most of the time it's just 3 people interacting. So it's like, I hope they branch out and give us, like, 1 or 2 more characters that can kind of cause more chaos for everybody. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I would agree that it
I think
needs something
Hayasaka's
more.
gonna get more involved.
Kayasaka or Hayasaka?
Yeah, Hayasaka, sorry.
Could be.
I think she'll get more involved in some ways.
Because, like
I
we
think
said,
she'll push Yumiya more.
she has a desire to find her own love, so maybe they'll introduce a character, maybe it's a character that we already have seen that she falls for.
I wonder if the 2 younger sisters, because they're in middle school currently and a year's gone by in the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably move up into high school and join them.
What if Ishigami and Hayasaka were together?
No.
That'd be so weird.
I want Ishigami to be with Chika.
It feels so forced.
I love when they play that game and Chika gets caught cheating twice and Ishigami just like calls her out and like is so mean to her about it. Oh man, they need to be.
Or the ramen, like the ramen side stuff.
Yeah, that was so weird, the ramen
That was
thing.
so great. So
Yeah,
great.
I put that in my notes that was so random and really like.
That's how you know it's a gag manga.
Yeah, but like even
like
for
one
the
random character
show, there's nothing else that happens like that.
Yeah,
Where
it
we
was
just
the
completely
strangest
leave
choice.
the story and just follow Chika. It's just that basically they were explaining why she wanted to be back in Japan from her trips abroad is because of this ramen. So
She wants ramen.
and yeah, she's like a ramen connoisseur, but it fits the
I
style.
don't think she actually is. I
Not
think
to
that's
her,
just
she
the
just
ramen.
likes it how she likes it. But to the guy, he's like, "Oh my god, this chick is one of my
She knows
people."
better than everyone.
Yeah,
Him and the ramen guy give her.
it's extra firm. Yeah.
I always eat my
Why would-
ramen slowly, and you're not supposed to do that. It's rude.
Well, because the noodles
Yeah,
expand.
you're not
right?
supposed to do it because like it's like you're letting the dish kind of depreciate.
Yeah.
But like it's so
That's
hot,
why
I
you get
can't
extra.
eat it that fast.
Well, that's
An extra
why.
firm, then it
Just
can
take it home and
slowly
you can eat it as
stop.
slow as you want.
Exactly.
And now I want ramen.
I'd have some
Also,
ramen.
I gotta give a shout out to the show for including Haikyuu into it.
Yes,
I know
oh
when
my
I saw
goodness.
that, I was like, "Oh my god, they got Haikyuu in here!"
It was
They're
I
playing
raised that boy.
it was so funny that like the first time we see him playing volleyball, he tries a jump serve.
and then
like
smacks the back of his head into the ball, into the net.
yeah.
Well, he is not athletic.
But like a jump serve, that's not easy even for
No.
volleyball players. So
Yes,
it's like,
as we've
dude,
seen in Haikyuu,
Yeah.
Yeah.
volleyball would be hard.
Yes.
And I love how Chika like coaches him through it, and then by like the end when he's finally competent, she's like all worn out and like
Yeah, she's
has
got all these
bandages.
injuries.
Yeah, she's like, I raised that boy.
She raised him.
She raised him.
I like that through the show we just keep getting more and more depth into Chika. Like good at sports, like likes ramen, like all these little things about
Cheats
her.
at
Like,
games.
Will cheat at games. Like I think it really fills out her character in a super fun way. So I really like how they did that because she could have been just kind of the cliche bubbly
Chaos,
character.
bubble,
Yeah.
airhead.
But she's not. Like she's smart and she's capable and it's just cool to see all these little things that she can do.
Yeah.
Just imagine all that we still haven't seen yet.
I know.
Hopefully Ishigami gets more characteristics than wants to run away.
Yeah.
Wants to run away, wants to
He's
die.
good at math.
Yeah, he's good at math. Likes video games. What if he's like, he's got something like in common with Chika, and then they like bond over that?
You really want this show
I
to
do.
happen.
I do want it to happen. I told you that's like my sleeper best ship pick right there.
Sleeper best ship.
Hmm.
It's gonna happen. Tim has spoken it into existence.
We'll see. How did you guys feel about like in general the arts, the sound,
I liked it all.
the music?
Yeah.
I don't think anything stood out as bad.
Yeah, nothing really stood out as super great to me. But like it was solid.
The
It was
Hanabi.
good. I know nothing will beat the QQ's fireworks. I'm telling you, I was watching it really closely to see
It's
if
the
this
same.
could possibly dethrone QQ, and it could not.
So sad.
Is it not made by the same studio?
Probably not.
A1?
I don't know. A1's like big.
Yeah, I feel like
Big boys.
I don't know. Once you
Pretty
get
sure
to
they're
like
made up of multiple small studios.
when you get to a certain level of budget, all the fireworks look the same.
Yes.
They probably just have a stock set and fireworks ready to go and place into
That
scene.
during that scene though, it had like one of like a really cool shot where like the taxi is going across the
Yeah.
bridge and it's like surrounded, and like the composition of the shot where the fireworks are like basically everywhere, and there's only like the tiny little part on the bottom where they have the bridge and the taxi in the center, and that was just
that was cool.
really satisfying.
Q is done by Tenzuka Productions.
Oh, there you go. It's not the same studio. How'd you
Same
guys feel about the opening and ending themes?
Oh, they're so good.
Well, I would.
So good.
The opening is good.
No.
The ending,
No,
I
they're so
didn't
good.
care, except for
Oh,
the
it's so
Chika
good.
ending, and then that one where you have,
Chika dance.
yeah,
Oh, that ending song's so good though. How do you not like it?
it's okay.
I found the opening song so annoying. Oh my goodness.
Well, you don't like
How dare you?
you don't like
It's
the
like a
narrator, right?
Yeah,
It's the
I
same
got-
person?
He's too much for me.
It's like a spy song. It's so good.
It's
The
just
visuals are so on point.
I just
Ah.
didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Going back to the narrator, something that really confused me was at the end of like each in the episode arcs that they had, the 2 episode arcs where you have like a winner or a loser.
Yeah.
It was really inconsistent with how they like chose the winners
Yeah.
and losers. I'm like, how does this person the winner or the loser? Like it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense with how they choose that.
Narrator son has his methods.
Yeah. Don't mock the process.
It's like, oh,
Trust it.
they both lose, or
It's a draw.
nobody wins. It's funny, but maybe that's just me nitpicking on him.
Yeah,
Poor
we want you to
narrator.
get
He
a
tries
better
his
scoring
best.
system, please. Love is War, so we can understand these battles.
Yes.
A nationally syndicated scoring system. You just gotta deal with it.
Okay.
No, just give me Shinomiya or Shirogane. Which one of them wins or lose? That's all I need.
But sometimes
if
neither
Chika
of them
loses?
win, and like some of the extra characters win.
I don't care about that.
They
Just
lost that
give
one
me
time?
the 2 leads. That's all I want.
No.
In terms of the scores, of course I want Chika and Ishigami.
But ramen.
No, I don't need that. That was.
Chika wins the ramen fight.
She did.
Oh, they said like the taxi driver was like one of the like the best. I don't know. Was it? They said he was like the best taxi drivers in the city, or something like
He's
that.
the taxi king.
Yeah,
In the prefecture.
because they had like the ramen thing, kind of same thing where they like
Yeah.
the 4 best or whatever, and then they got the
Those-
taxi guy that's like the best.
Some of those title cards that had a lot of text on them were not on screen long enough. They would be on screen for
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
1.2 seconds, and I'm like, well, it's gone.
Yeah,
I get
that's
the
where
gist.
Not really made for English viewers.
No.
Yeah. But
the
even if
narrator
you
was
were
just flying
Japanese,
through them.
that would have been really hard to read that fast, I think, even in Japanese.
I don't know, man. They do everything faster there.
What is everyone's out of 10 ratings?
Trying to go.
I'm between a 6 and a 7. And because I didn't enjoy it as much, I think I'm gonna give it a 6, but I think it realistically probably deserves at least a 7. But just personally, I may change my mind. I may go to a 7, but I'm at 6 right now.
Oh.
6 what you gave QQ?
Didn't I give QQ at least a 5? Let me look.
So it's slightly better than QQ.
Oh, it's way better than QQ. Let me see.
Oh.
Miles ahead. At least one whole score ahead of QQ.
Yeah, I gave QQ a 5. That's why I think that, like, if I'm looking at it purely objectively and I don't take my enjoyment into the equation, I think it's at least a 7 because it's, like, pretty well done. But I let my emotions affect the score a little bit sometimes.
What a 4.
Well, I am letting my emotions completely take over my score. I've given it a 9. High
wow.
praise. Because I just think it's so entertaining to watch. Like, I was really enjoying it. And I wasn't even like I was like staying up all night binging all the episodes. I was really just kind of watching like maybe a couple each day, like over
That's
time.
nice.
And maybe that's the best way to watch it. I don't know, but just really
When I
enjoyed the
was-
characters and their interactions.
When I was watching it, I watched it in 2 sittings, and I really didn't feel, like, stressed or annoyed that I had to watch it in big chunks, so that's good. But, yeah, maybe the experience would be different if you did a couple episodes at a time.
It was really good to watch week to week originally.
That's how you watched it?
Originally, yeah. I rewatched it this time too because it's been a while, which I did in like a week. So I did like a couple episodes a night.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think
Yeah.
the format of the episodes and how they did it suits that, where it's good to get each one after a certain time.
Whereas Haikyuu freaking is so hard to watch weekly because it's like it barely gets into it and then we're finally into it and then the episode is over.
Currently our life right now.
Yeah, I tried my best to like save Haikyuu
Never gonna
episodes.
beat episode 3 now though, so like what's even the point?
They're never gonna be episode 3?
Yeah.
Why?
It's all training. Total training.
Total training.
Concentration.
Yes.
Yeah, it's even more painful because this is all just going to be a training arc.
Yeah. I don't know.
All you need.
I like it, but it's
All
just
you need is
rough.
love and training. Just like Shirogane. One day Hinata can spike the ball like that. One day.
Into his own head.
With sports anime, it's harder to do them weekly. I don't know why, but it just feels like that.
Not the greatest format for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is not Haikyuu. This is Love is War.
Well, I had to fill in
Yeah,
for
I did
Weeb.
give my rating.
I had to fill in for Weeb.
What is your rating?
Oh man, I gave it an 8.
An
which was
8.
my original score for it, and I don't think I've changed on it after rewatching it. I think
Yeah.
it's still an 8.
I think it is between
Good.
like an 8 and a 9. And it's, objectively, it's probably like an 8 for me. But personally, like I said, I just really enjoyed it and was surprised how much I enjoyed it. So I think that's influencing me giving it a higher score. But
I'm checking what it is on Mal. I feel like it's close to
It's-
8.5.
8.4.
yeah.
Yeah, 8.5.
Um,
And just for the record, QQ is 7.6.
7.6.
Mal always skews slightly high.
Yeah, it does. Especially for shows that people are convinced are good but are not.
Except for Boogie Pop, where it's totally wrong.
Is it?
I think Boogie Pop people have it as a 7.
Aw.
Poor
It's a
ass.
7.15, but in my mind, it's still a 9.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Weeb would give it?
Oh my
If
goodness.
you watched
He'd
it.
start off and say, I'm going to give this a 2. And then we'd be like, Weeb, you can't give it a 2. It's coherent. It's funny sometimes. Like, it's got good
I think he'd like the
characterization.
characters, though.
I think
He'd love
he would.
Chika.
Then he would go, okay, I'll give it a 5.
There
or
is a lot of
6.
hard work, I would say.
They work hard
You'd
to
give it-
steam.
Yes.
He'd give it an 8 just for Chika alone.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Chika's exactly the type of Coke girl
I
we'd
could
love.
I could see
It's
it
true.
going either way for Weeb. I could see him hating it or loving it. So we'll have to ask him.
I think he'll love the characters but hate the show.
Yeah.
Because nothing happens, really.
I think he would probably give it an 11 just based on the Chica dance.
Yeah. The Chika dance will get an 11, everything else will get a 5, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I could see him wording it exactly that way.
Oh, and Petsu gets a good boy out of good boy.
Oh, yeah, of course. I like how they kept going back to him. I was like, wow, this dog's actually like being
Important
referenced a lot in this show. And the whole
Well, in
wiener
manga-
thing.
What?
I was saying like the whole wiener thing
wiener,
where
Yeah.
Shinomiya kept laughing.
I thought it was going to turn out that, like, Chika didn't know what she was saying or something. Because it was like, I don't know, but then, like, halfway
I like how
through-
quickly she picked up on it.
Yeah.
I liked another thing with Petsu was like when we realized Shinomiya doesn't know what sex is. And so
Yeah,
like
she's like, oh, your first time, you mean like kissing thing, right?
yeah, well she's like, you probably do it with your dog all the time, don't you? And he's like, what?
Ugh.
Shinomiya, you pervert. But yeah, Shinomiya, awesome.
Man, there's so many good
Plugs,
gags
no.
on the show.
Do we have any similar show recommendations?
Oh gosh, yes. I'm gonna recommend Love Lab because it feels the same. These girls that I think they're on student council. They basically start a club for figuring out love and like have these little love exercises that they do. But it's such an adorable, funny little comedy, and like it's just so great. And I was so surprised. It was like one of the sleeper hits of the year for me when it came out, and I watched it because it was just so good and like. No, nothing inappropriate, like no fan service pretty much, and it's just like so funny. So I'm gonna say that one, but I would also say any like comedies that's based in a school, so like Monthly Girls, Nozuki-kun could be another one.
Dang it, that was mine.
That was mine
You can-
too.
You can talk about
I
why.
knew Tim would.
Yeah, I haven't. This is
Yeah.
like one of the only like school gag ones along with Nozaki-kun that I've seen, so I can really only recommend Nozaki-kun.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Based
I
on
don't
that.
watch many school gags either.
But I
Ah,
definitely
If Horimiya had a show,
I think I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Nozaki-kun. Even though I agree with Shirano's what she said about the characters being more interesting in that show. I just think I thought that maybe the jokes were funnier personally. I don't know, but yeah.
yeah, I think the jokes also in this were a bit more relatable than jokes about making a manga.
That is true. They did take a lot of relatable stuff and kind of just make it the most insane thing ever.
Yeah, this is coming out after Valentine's Day, so tweet at us who is your anime Valentine's.
Miyuki-sama, my baseball boy.
Oh, I thought you were.
It's yours, team.
I heard Miyuki and I was thinking immediately of Shirogane. I'm like, oh, okay.
It did please me that he had the same name as my anime husband, but yeah,
Well,
no one can beat the true Miyuki Kazuya.
Who is your anime waifu?
Oh, jeez. I'll have to come back to you on that one. I'm gonna have to say Chika for now.
You and Weeb will have to fight.
Alright.
Fight. No, Dweeb's gonna pick Mikasa.
Really?
Probably. Or wait, who is the other person he loves? Volleyball.
Volleyball? Hinata?
Just volleyball.
Just the volleyball.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Weave's
Or
Valentine
Gun cow.
is the volleyball in Haikyuu.
Do they only sell those yellow, white, and blue volleyballs in Japan? Because those are what everyone uses when they play volleyball.
Also,
That's the most popular brand.
all of their
I
gyms
think it's
look the
Wilson.
exact same as well.
Man, yeah.
It's
I want
amazing.
a volleyball like that.
Want a Wilson volleyball? You can go get one.
No, I guess I don't want it that much.
I can go get one right now.
Get-
All I gotta do is walk to the school. They have like 80 of them.
I don't want
But
to play volleyball again.
it's never gonna be an animated volleyball, though.
No, it won't.
Now those are
Never
the
get that
best.
squish.
No. The squish. Alright.
Man, who's my anime waifu? I don't
Yeah,
even know.
that's-
Tweet at me yours so I can steal it.
You should be able to figure this out.
It's probably that girl from QQ. What's her name?
Miku?
Yeah,
I
Miku.
don't know.
Really?
I like Miku, but she's not anime waifu material.
Well, who are your options?
I don't know. I watch too much anime.
You have to get a list going and then present it to the class next week.
I should have thought of this before I asked this question, but it's too late now. Maybe I'll tweet it on Valentine's Day. We'll see.
Well, since we're talking about Valentine's, how does I know that Japan, it's a little different. They have like different holidays, right?
Well, for Valentine's Day, it seems to be a big thing that the girls get the guys' candy, and then the guys
White Day.
reciprocate on White Day. Whereas
Yeah.
Valentine's Day here is just everyone gets each other something, and you definitely don't give out chocolates to people in class.
No.
I
When you're in
did that,
elementary
yeah.
school, you give everyone
Yeah,
chocolates.
in
And it's,
elementary
like,
school, not in high
required.
school.
Yeah. You have to give everyone Valentine's.
Yeah,
in
in
Yeah, like
elementary
the
school,
like the
yes.
little bitty cards with like the
Yeah.
candy taped to it.
Like, everyone gave their actual Valentine the best card.
Of
Right?
course.
No, not me. Everyone got the same.
No one had the same card. You didn't get like
Nah.
a variety pack.
I was doing love on a budget.
But tune in on ABC.
That sounds like a TLC show.
Love
Yeah,
on
I
a
can
lie.
budget.
see it.
I watched
Premiering
I can see
after
that with, like,
Unplanned and
There's an Australian TV show that's called like Cheap Weddings or something. It was awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of cringy reality
how do you have
shows
a
on
wedding
there.
when your entire country's on fire?
It wasn't at the time. They weren't on fire at the time.
All right. So on that note, you can
my.
contact us at theairweweeb@gmail.com. We are on Twitter. You can look us up pretty much wherever you can find podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff. So
You're probably listening to this on one of those things.
yeah, so
Imagine.
keep doing that.
Insane. The internet.
We love.
Also, hi Alex. Hi Madison.
Hi, Alex and Madison.
These
Was
are
that
the-
Discord,
Don't
Alex and
forget-
Madison?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Was that Discord, Alex and Madison?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
tell me that Madison listens to our show without ever having watched any of the anime, and
Impressive.
Alex is a cultured man who has watched anime but has terrible taste in cookies.
but he'll watch a show based on what we say about it. So Alex, you the real MVP.
Seriously. And
Don't forget to email failedsquared@nanalu.ca or nanaland.ca. I don't remember anymore. It's been a while. But tell us about your favorite waifus.
yeah, but
and husbandos.
don't tell us to that email. Tell it to the one I said, because that's the real one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, you go on
Yes.
Twitter,
Email us.
tweet us what you thought. We'd like to hear that. Tweet us your best waifu, and then maybe we'll like retweet it if it's our favorite.
Maybe.
Maybe I will.
Or we'll dunk on it. One of the two.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the weeb word of the day?
Yeah.
Oh, the weeb word. It is.
Tim's Weeb word.
Yeah, we need a jingle.
Love is war. Love is war. Love is war.
War.
It is I.
Like
Sorry,
AI.
say that again.
Yeah, AI. I.
One more time. For me, not I. For me.
I.
I?
Yes, it means
I.
love. Imagine that. A show about love. And the Weeb word is love.
Dude, you're blowing my mind here.
I know.
I guess I should actually prepare the synopsis beforehand.
What are you, a weeb?
I totally forgot about it this time, and really I wouldn't have been able to write anything very cohesive that didn't have spoilers.
This guy, he tries to trick this girl into telling her that she likes him, and then the girl also tries to trick him into telling her he likes her, and that's the whole show.
And then at some point, she gets sick, and he visits her, and they sleep together.
And take naps.
And then that's a whole big thing, because she wants him to touch her, but he says he didn't. And then he reveals, I touched you on your lips. And then she touches him back. It's like an indirect kiss. Scandalous.
Very scandalous. See, I feel like beginning of the season, Shinomiya wouldn't have touched his lips back.
No, definitely not.
For sure. No.
Which is why it is cool to see them change a little bit through the show, because she gets softer and like a little more vulnerable.
She freaking chases after him for like miles at the end, when he runs out to school because he's embarrassed. So
I don't remember that.
It's like the classic.
He runs out the doors.
I don't remember her running.
Yeah, she just runs after him, and you see them like endlessly running in the field.
And then the whole school follows them for some.
Did I miss this? Was this after credits?
Yeah.
This is the credits.
It's like it's
final
the
episode.
credits, and then it's like after credits a little bit.
Oh, I think I was that. I was kind of falling asleep. That's what was happening. All right, I might go watch that.
It was the very last episode.
The credits are literally them running on a background that just continues, and then there's like a highlight reel in the corner.
Yeah,
I see.
Setting us up for season 2, because that's where they like say basically the beginning of the whole show, the whole point. I'm gonna make you confess. Yeah. So
they end up in that field that little intro scene takes place, and then on the 3rd episode they just fast forward through it, which is hilarious.
I wonder how they're gonna keep it fresh without it getting annoying. I think that it didn't get annoying this season because we saw both of the characters change and grow. But if they change and grow very much more, they'd just confess to each other, and then there's no show. So I'm wondering how they will balance that.
What if it just turns into a romance show? We won't complain.
I know, I won't complain.
I will complain. I need the comedy more than I need the romance.
I think they should get together and then still be trying to get the power dynamic in the relationship.
That'd be good.
Yeah, because that's the way you can move forward, and they're still obviously so immature that they would totally do that.
Yeah, they're so mature, but they're not mature when it comes to relationships.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I love Shirigane's like solution to the guy wanting to hold hands with his girlfriend.
Get a job.
You need to get a job. Become part of the workforce.
He's like, well, the problem is my hands get all sweaty. And he's like, oh, so you have
surgery.
Yeah, you need surgery, and that costs about however money yen. You need to get a job.
200,000.
Yeah, and then Shinomiya's listening to the whole thing, and she's like, what are you talking about?
And Chika drags her in as her Watson.
Oh, yeah, good old Chika coming to save the day. All right. I think we should close this out. So.
Love is war. Love is war. Love is war. War. War.
Yeah, kind of like that. Not like that.
Credits has nothing to do with the credits at all. Hopefully this song is not copywritten, otherwise we'll be in big trouble. Bye.
Bye.
Shirogane present. We did it, team.
Oh, yes, we did.
Team. I meant to say team, but also that sounds like team.
It does. It's hard to tell. Oh, you singling me out here?
Yep.
The team, not the team. Okay. Right. Want to start us off?
Sure.
Sing the song.
I forgot the song.
Love is war. Love is war. Love is war. War. War.